Hey guys, it's Dag, and it is Taco Tuesday, and I am here in the dark depths of my house, and yeah, I am working on Final Fantasy XIV, and I'm hearing an echo. I need to turn something off here. There we go. It's back, and before I go any further, today is the holiday that I just completely phased on and forgot because I got distracted because of the echo in my ear. Today is Just Because Day. And why do I stream? Just because. It's a good example, actually, because people have asked me, well, why are you doing this? And honestly, sometimes I ask myself, why am I doing this? There are days like today where, I start out, I have absolutely no one watching me at the moment. And it's like, why do I continue to do this? I don't know. It seems like fun. It seems like it could be a good way to meet people. If people would reach out and say hi once in a while, that'd be kind of cool. But, people turn things on and, they watch the streams and they go about doing their work or whatever the case is. And yeah, I'm not one to complain. So anyway, I'm sharing my streaming experience with you guys, and that's what's important. So moving on. We had Chad Fist out here, and he ran into some technical difficulties last time. And what had happened was I am doing the in-between portions of the game between the original Final Fantasy game, A Realm Reborn, and Heavensward. And there are 6 patches that are in there. And I ran into the fact that in order to continue with the main storyline, I had to finish 3 dungeons in hard mode that I had not done yet. And they take a while to get a group together and go in and do and stuff. So I decided to go and do all that off the screen. Well, unbeknownst to me, okay. Yes, there are some things that I like. That's not the kind of viewer I want. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that I had difficulty trying to get him through the story to the storyline where we are right now, and I was able to accomplish that offline this past week. It took me probably a good 3 hours of sitting around waiting for people to get together in order to do all those instances, and there were 3 of them that had to be done, and I've got those cleared off the plate. They're all instances that I've already done, so you're not missing anything as part of the storyline. It's just a matter of gear check, right? They want you to go and do those first, and so here we are. The interesting thing is that there were no indications that that was part of the main storyline. And when I went back to talk, you actually have to start the conversation. You can't just pick it up and do the work in the, pick it up and just go into the duty finder and just pick up the quest for the dungeon and do it. You have to actually finish an introductory quest in order to open up the hard mode dungeon. And none of those were documented. So I had to figure out how to go find them. And actually, in the stage where we are now, the entire Scion group has moved to a different location. And I had to go back to the old location in order to find the quests. I had to locate who it was that were supposed to give the quests. And then I was supposed to go and get that all set up. And anyway, long story shorter, long story getting longer, it took me a couple days before I was able to get through all of those and finish them all up. But now I'm back, and Chad has cleared the path, so he should be able to move forward. So here we go. Let's stop yakking and go do this. All right, Menophilia, what have you got for me? She's considering which of her many responsibilities demands her utmost attention. I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with this guard is still tenuous at best. I think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Well, we got through all the primals, that's what mattered, right? Lest you forget, antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? Huh, Crystal Braves. True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Chad in particular is ever a steadying hand who I trust will continue to support the Braves. I'm not an Atlanta fan, but, you know, the only game in town I guess I'll support, yeah. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice it to say, oh God, here we go again. Telegy Alagy and his monitorous ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Moen Brida's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I'm not familiar with the details. Urin J is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sand, and others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Chad, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphanod and his Braves with theirs? It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light has been working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response is ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are reparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Old Dawn riots. When you have finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. So I guess I'm going back to Ul'dah. Is that where I'm going? Speak to Riol. Good intentions. And where's that? Ul'dah? The Rising Stones. Have grown in the size and influence, so too have the responsibilities, prompting Menethili to consider if their expansion was wise. Alphanod, however, does not harbor such concerns, having embraced his role as commander of the Crystal Braves and guardian of Eorzea. The young Elizan now wishes to aid the Immortal Flames in their ongoing efforts to bring... Okay, so I guess we're going to listen to what Riol, his subordinate, has to say. Okay, speak with Riol. And Oh, he's just out here. Okay, fine. That's great. I'll just... Sorry, Metaphilia, I won't jump over your desk. There's Rial. That's right. I forgot who this guy was. Or gal. Pleasure as always, Chad. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah. Take it? Actually, I had another task in mind for him. If you'd be so kind as to repeat your report for his benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons that found their ways to refugee hands a ways back. So happens we caught wind of something promising, a rather large purchase of sharp and pointing things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quality of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant what caught an arrow while talking to Chad. Don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if ye want to be sure, might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods. Savvy? And he thinks and comes back and says, seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Chad? Sounds like I've agreed. Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilberd at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. All right, I've talked with him. Now where do I go? Speak with Ilberd at Highbridge. All right, so I guess I'm going to Highbridge then? Let's see if it shows. And yes, good intentions. So I go to Highbridge. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember this. So I go to Camp Drybone, and then we'll go to Highbridge. Sinister mount with the cape. Is that the guy I need to talk to? No. Guy up here I need to talk to. There's Ilberd. Chad, my scouts have been keeping a close eye on the black marketeer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. I would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard, common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a man of your standing, and Commander Levalier needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. All right, but I need to talk to him again. You know what? It's time to change out my minion. Let's get a different minion out here. All right. And what have I got now? It's a Porum. Cool. I'll wind up Porum. All right. Ilberd is eager to bring the black marketeer and his clients to justice. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure the clients do not escape with me. With me, Chad. Gotta read that properly or else. I was trying to get him to run. I kept pushing the button, and I was like, how come he's not moving? It's like, okay. So we're going to go this way. You can fly no higher. And there's where I'm supposed to be. Gilbert, I spy the one man, and there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the black marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. He didn't wait for any questions. It's like, excuse me, teacher, I have a question. All right, so we're going to go down. I have to go find a hired thug, which is right there. Hi, huge chicken falling on your head. Can I speak with you, please? Who goes there? An adventurer, damn fool. You should have never come here. Oh. Okay, well, I see why now. Thank you for letting me know. More? Oh, I guess so. Oh, and some more. Hey, stop it. Did I say it was okay to hit me? Any more? Speak with the hired thug. I did. He's dead. Alright. I guess we'll go this way. Wait for Ilbert outside the tunnel entrance. Okay. I gather the tunnel is up here. I hope. And I'm supposed to wait here. What the hell of a storm. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Still waiting. I don't understand. What's this all about? Gah. So what happened? Wait for Ilbert outside the tunnel entrance. I did. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Investigate the disturbance. I guess I go outside and find out what is going on. Ilbert. Uh-oh. That's not good. As you can see, this is a fine mess. No kidding. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out, but before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring in an inexperienced recruit. Commander Levalier will be most disappointed. Damn it all. A golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though, we know not how they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk-white sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the Immortal Flames or the Brass Blades. Last, we're here to aid them. They are in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. It's a pretty big box, but I get it. He's disappointed. Alright, Ilbert would like nothing more than to have this incident forgotten. I will join the first in the hunt for the dusk white sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Entrust them to the third Yu Hase. He will take care of the rest. So I go over and collect the confiscated crate. And I guess it's small enough I can carry it on my back, right? So now I have to take it to Ul'dah. So we're going to go back to Ul'dah and go find Yuhu Hase. And I don't see any arrows. So where is this guy? Okay, so he is upstairs? Find out. He is over by... Oh, we're back to this kind of thing. Weaver's Guild. I don't think I've ever been to the Weaver's Guild. Okay, he is upstairs, which means I gotta take something to get up there. Gladiators Guild. Okay, we'll go to the Gladiators Guild and then walk over. Because I don't, like I said, I don't think I've been to the Weaver's Guild. But when we go past, we'll collect that one so I can have that in my toolbox here. Let's see. Oh, I do have the Weaver's Guild. Okay. Yeah, because here's the quest, and we're going to go there. So, yeah, that makes sense. Let's go to the Weaver's Guild. I did touch it. Touchy, touchy. And he's back this way. Right there? Got to find the right hallway. Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever a reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. Huh. You have my deepest thanks for your instant assistance in Korthis. Now, what brings you to us this day? Have some weapons. Because I'm tired of carrying this big crate on my back. Was that the crate I dropped? Here, take this shit. A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ebert, you say? Understood. Once you've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? It is for the time being. Riol stated that with confidence that there would be far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood, clearly. Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Old Dawn merchants who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful for this information was not completely erroneous and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no such fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the ceruleum processing plant. Am I headed there now? Time for the fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Elian, for the freedom of all. Huh. Oh. That's going to get old pretty quick, right? Yeah. Excellent work as usual. Rest assured that the Immortal Flames will hear of your contribution until we meet again. Huh. And I didn't salute back, which is okay. Chat a word, if you please, eh? Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time. Don't you worry. All right, so I gotta go speak to Riol again. Where does he want me to meet him? Downstairs? No, just up this way. Okay, so we're gonna go this way and down the steps. And he should be just over here somewhere. Looking. Oh, there he is. Sitting around in the market. Thanks for indulging me request. Few places better than a market for privacy. I find all the hustle and the bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burnham Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no detail out. So I explain it to him. That's not quite how the first told me. These dusk whites they were chasing, latest word is that they lost the trail. But you never saw them yourselves, nor before the fighting started, and not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in my bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, god damn is it. I know we purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started. Believe me, the commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days, the money flows like water, and the first and the third get the shiniest new toys. Shakes his head and says, forgive me, friend. I have a lot on my mind these days, and appreciate ye lending an ear. Right then, best get back to it. So how come I'm suspecting the commander? I mean, I'm sitting there going, Riol. I'm suspecting Riol for some reason. Chad, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stone. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. Okay. And let's see, I gotta go back to the Rising Stone. Okay, so I gotta transport back there. Go here, go there. Where is everything here? Rising Stone, gotta go in here. I think I do. There's Tataru. Or is it Tataru? Could be Tataru. Thank you for coming so quickly, Chad. We've a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady by all indications. Okay, and who might that be? Tataru seems eager to escort you to the solar. Okay. Our guest is with the antecedent in the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? I didn't even look to see who it was. I'll find out. We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with us. I believe the two of you have met? Oh, yeah. That's the Ishgard second in command. I have hoped to speak with Commander Levalier as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave importance. You see now why I had Toturu summon you. Now that we have all assembled, perhaps it would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of matter which brought you to us. I like her haircut. The observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Alarm? Last night, the dragon star burned with intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silver Tier Skies. The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Rhinth Lord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all. Thanks for that. The old Corthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the dragon star is said to accompany the roar of a great rhyme. The astrologians believe that it is the Midgard Sorm himself who cried out on this occasion. After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Argius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day. Oriange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragon Star portends, the great rhyme was shown no sign of life. To Taru have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary? Nope. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Mudsommern had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in reverence toll? Roar is but a figure of speech. Devonians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that the great rhyme roared at all, much less that it was Misgard Solomon. Misgard. Only by directly examining the keeper of the lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Imeric has entrusted this task to you. Do you accept? Oh, I'm being sent to go check something. We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist to the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare. To prepare for what, pray tell? When the great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle. And everyone looks very concerned.
Oh my.
Forgive me if I have state aught which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. And I nod. As J stated, that we now call the Keeper of the Lake as the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial Fleet, and the corpse of the Rim responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Balzar attempted to seize control of Mordana. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Sorm, legendary guardian of Silver Tear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean warship overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silver Tear Skies, the great Rime felled countless airships before engaging the Agrias. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's cerulean engines failed and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion that followed claimed the life of the great Rime as well. The same explosion transformed Silver Tear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing ether for miles around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center, a constant reminder of the fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Ermic's wish, our Daman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friends. We know not what dangers await you within. And then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done and precious little time to do it. So my supervisor's telling me to go do this stuff. I talked to Metaphilia. Speak with Doman Watch in Mordana. Okay, so we got to go to Mordana now. And where is Mordana? I thought I had a Mordana already. Okay, well, let's see. Reverence Toll. Oh, I get to fly there. Okay, we will do that. All right, gotta get out of here. And we're going that way. And jam and salmon. Is this where I'm going? Yep. Dome and Watch. I have the raid up here as well. That's the other arrow that I'm looking at. It's like, uh-oh, no, don't need to go there. Unable to execute while in flight. Right, I guess I gotta land first, huh? Can I come off from my mount? There we go. You're in luck, sir. I was about to send word to Reverence Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake, though I cannot say for certain at this distance. I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true then, the Asgardians honestly fear that the Rime might rise again? Well, from here, that seems rather unlikely, but if it's assurances they want, we've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creature which inhabited the wreckage and aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Argeus, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Is this another instance? Okay. Oh, regular duty has been added. Okay, so I don't have to, like, wait forever. That's good. All right. Now's a good time for me to take a quick break. I'm going to check some settings because this echo in my ear is driving me crazy. I may like take off my headset, but we'll see. Or turn off some stuff. But I'm going to take a quick break. Hopefully I don't turn things off while I'm checking the settings. And I will be back shortly, so hang in there. Hey guys, I'm back. And I still hear an echo. Well, that's disappointing. Okay. I'm going to have to dive into this a little bit deeper, and it's going to take longer than just a couple of seconds for me to figure it out, but hey, thank you. Sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't broadcast that way, but we'll have to see. All right, so I am going to jump in as soon as this comes back up. Oh, look, I didn't even notice. I still got some folks up here. Let me, they're not here. So let me take care of that real quick. And yeah, so that should work out. We'll see. Let's see if that works. Did I get rid of the echo? No, it's still there. Oh well. Bummer. All right. Let me check one thing here. Now we'll see if it works. Did I get rid of the echo? Nope, still there. I've been messing around trying to add sound effects to the stream, and I messed up the voice and the sound good and proper, I guess, so I'm going to have to fix that. All right, so I'm going to enter the Keeper of the Lake with a party of NPCs. And here we go. And hopefully the NPCs don't take my loot. It looks like all my guys got definite upgrade. One or more members has yet to complete this duty. Yeah, that's me. So I guess we're going to go this way. Let's see if... Yep. Put the map up so I can see which way we're supposed to go. All right. Don't stand in front of the crabs. A codpiece clipper. Oh, that would be unfortunate. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna keep going this way. I'm not moving fast enough out of the way. There, that's a little better. These little things are annoying as hell because they have like... The AoEs on these are much bigger than what I've run into before. They definitely upped the game with regards to instances. this phase. I had heard recently on a podcast for Final Fantasy stuff that there's always been arguments about just how whether or not the stuff was too easy and or too hard. So I know that's a difficult thing to balance. That's definitely true. So which way do I go? Oh, there's a treasure coffer over here. I guess I'll pick that up first because treasure is always good. What is that? Oh, bracelets. Item level 100. Okay, I'm going to check and see if that's an upgrade. It is not. Shall we wait for this guy to come? Alright. He's nice and slow. Good thing though, too. Plus if I'm backing up. Cool. First boss. Level 50 Einhander. Oh, didn't wait for me. Don't worry about me, I'll just catch up, don't worry. What are these dudes? Oh! If you can get out of the way that fast. Crap. Sheet. Oh, and I got wiped. Alright, so let's see. I don't see how you can get out of there. You have to not stand in and get hit the first time. That's the only way you can survive that, from what I can tell. We'll see how many times it takes me to go through this. Hopefully this will be the only other way. Which way is he turning him? Okay. Okay, where are these things going to go? Where's everyone going? Everyone's going this way. Stay on that. Oh, okay, well, I see now. Those things are exploding. Got it. Are they all gone? Yes. Okay, so that's what killed me last time. I didn't even notice. Let's get back in the rotation here. Some more shit. Some more bombs. Yay. How many this time? Oh, where'd they go? Crap. They're going to the other side. Ah! Jesus. Help, help, help. Okay, so I got through the first batch. Okay. I'm trying to watch where the other guys are going, and it's like I didn't see them head all the way to the other side of things. So I guess the question is, where do you stand? There's probably just a little tiny sliver of space when you've got everything dropping. Turns them around. And I get behind him, sort of. Okay, here come the buckets. So we're going this way. Oh, those things. Okay, so that one's going to go off. So go here. Yes, that's one way to do it. Okay, so now we got the other two. So over here. Yes. All right, so now. Okay, so how many? How many? Everyone came my direction. Alright, that's good, but now we've got to stay here, because these things, yeah, there we go. Okay. Made it through 2 of those cycles now. Now we'll see where the third one goes. Another cycle. Okay, other side. Yeah, which ones? Which ones? All of them? Nope. Okay, so this side. Okay, 2. And then 4. So... yeah. Made it. Thankfully, their aim was poor. The third time around. Okay. And I already got these. Okay, that's fine. And I guess I keep going. Something tells me to just, like, beat on the big thing first, right? Just disrupted it. Good.
Alright. And which way are we going? I'm guessing we go this way. There's a Magitech terminal. We have to talk on it. Oh, there's the key. That's right. The thing pooped it out. There's no turning back now. Yeah, I gather that. So I guess we're on the ship, is that? I guess so. We got all these guys here. Oh, the big ugly dude standing over there. He's like inside, so you can't even start beating on him. That sucks. Oh. Okay, there's an inductor. That's interesting. They gave us the, oh, shit. Definitely don't stand in front of the guy. That's a pretty wide path he's got. It's going down pretty quick, though. Alright, he's gone. Did I get anything that is of value out of that treasure coffer? Nope, nothing I can use. I could use some rings, that's what I could use. There's another one of these guys over on the other side. Having trouble targeting any of them. Ah. I think I just nailed the guy in the balls, so he's unhappy. Good. Another treasure coffer over here. I'll pick that up. Something of aiming. That's not me. I'm not of aiming. Did I get another key sitting on the floor? Yeah, there's the key. The bear is no more. Yeah, finally shut it up. Oh, this is a Magitech gun. Oh, that's the gunship? Oh, little. Okay, so we're jumping in. Here we go. Where's he going this way? That's not a good sign. A big shit. Oh, he's shitting out fire. Okay. That's good to know. Stop. Don't stand in fire. I think I disrupted them. No, maybe not. Well, that's new. Okay, so he's going to go which way? This way. Let's go off to the side. And here come... He's pooping fire again. Okay. I guess there's nothing you can do when he's doing that except, like, just get the fuck out of the way, right? Okay, he's gonna go across with more fire. Yep, there he goes. Yeah! Oh, shit! Oh, God. Don't die now. You've gotten this far. Now he's just throwing random crap everywhere. Stop that shit. I'll just throw some shit out here, some shit out here. Here's some shit for you. Ouch. Did I get him? Yay. You get some shit, and you get some shit. And most of all, you get some shit. What'd I get? Some more stuff of aiming, which I can't use. Alright, I'm pretty sure none of that's going to do me any good. Yeah, see, none of it is any good to me. And where are we headed? Was that the end of it? Oh no. Launches a surprise gunship. I see it over there. Oh, there's stuff down here. So there's a Silver Falcon. Am I supposed to go? I guess we're supposed to go and kill the Silver Falcon next. Ooh. And the gunship's going to be dropping crap also. Okay, good to know. Alright, where else? We're supposed to go up here? Okay. Keep climbing, I guess. So, Loyal Beast. Gunship still trying to kill us. And the gunship. Pow! And some more pow. Pow! So now we can go up that way. Okay, so the gunship's going to be like hovering over us while we keep killing stuff. Okay, this is getting old. I'm going to work on the dragon. And hopefully stay out of the way and not fall. Oh, gotta be over here. Wow, that was lucky. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I guess if you stop, you're going to get kicked. Loyal Dragonfly. Alright, oh, nope, we gotta go here. Get the dragonfly. Dragonfly's dead. So now what do we do? Where do we go? Oh, over here. Let's go this way, guys. Mapping the realm, the keeper of something. That's an interesting achievement. You've opened everything. I guess that would be me, huh? It's Chad and his perfect hair. Come on. All right, I have no idea what this guy's going to do to me. We're going to find out, huh? How many times will I die? What do you think? I can't even tap him. You know what? I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back before we tackle this. So give me a sec. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Okay, we're back. Let's see. Time to jump in here. For Sworn Promise. Not an optimal location. That and this guy could, like, easily toss us, right? Okay, all of my fellow Ishgardians here and get to the other side. Oh, we got a couple of little pets that we have to take care of. I don't know. Are they up? Not yet. Can't get them. Oh. Back up a little bit. There we go. Are they open yet? Not yet. They just kind of disappeared. I guess they just toss shit. Is that what it is? Ooh, crap. I didn't even see that. Oh, run! Run, 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 run! Run, 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 run! Okay. Start being on this one. Now, where do I go if it, like, crap shit all over the ground? Like that. Oh, not that way. Into the center. Got it. Come on. Can I get this down? Okay, the Mirage Dragon's gone. Now what? That's one Mirage Dragon. I don't think you can get away from that. I'm the guy that's going to get nailed. Okay, thanks. Oh, you son of a bitch. All the way to the beginning. God. All right. So what do you do if you're getting... If you get targeted, you're screwed. I guess that's just the way it is, huh? Because it's random? And we gotta run all the way back up. At least we don't have the gunship going after us this time. Or do we? So I saw that the tank was chasing me when I got targeted, so maybe he has to hit me. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see if I can remember all the shit. Okay, so we got the straight on stuff. That's not any big deal. Then I think comes the blue. Yep. Okay. Get out of the way. I gotta remember not to turn around. How come the extra dragons? Oh! Wow! Okay, that wasn't good. Jeez! And inside. And I gotta go outside. There. My problem is I am... Oh, and we got the dragons back. Okay. So, gotta go punch these guys in the butts. I'm a clicker, right? So I am clicking with my mouse, and I am steering with my hand, or with my left hand, the A, W, D key, etc. And so I'm trying to get if I'm clicking at the same time I'm moving, I just like stop. And that's not good. Okay, so I was on this side last time. Let's try this side. Help! So what do you do with that one? Okay. Wow. This guy is halfway done, so should... Hey! Don't click on it. There we go. So we got this second group coming. They disappeared, now they come back. Okay, where do we go? Center! Oh, got toasted anyway. So he's gonna get hit. I should probably just stay in the front with these guys. Man, I'd hate to be a healer for this. Yeah! Crap! Okay, got out of the way. I thought oh, I should have stayed where I was. Ah, okay. Here come these guys. And then they go outside and then into the center. This guy is almost dead. Can we, like, kill him, please? Oh, someone get me. Help. I don't want to die. Did I get it? I got him, yes! Oh god. Alright. That was brutal. What'd I get? Trouser of Maiming. What the hell is Trousers of Maiming? Is it anything I can actually use? Nothing. I got nothing out of this dungeon that I can actually use. Which, actually, that's a good thing, right? Because then that means that you're at the right level. Okay. Wow. That stunk. By her gifts, hast thou earned a moment's reprieve. And his LEDs light up. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. I'm speaking, but I can't hear you. Guided by a star? He, he, he. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget, we do not forgive. You got it all wrong, dude. It's like this. 7 children did I sire, one now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal, yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end. Trickery is thy shield. This frail and ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hadlin, I remember, and I consent. Oh, okay. Fear not, mortal, I shall not harm thee. Well, you did once. You expect me to trust you now? Come on, really? Zap. Oh. And we're back with the stones. They're not rolling though, so, but it's still the Rolling Stones. Eidlin, what do you got to say for yourself? Oh, they're all turning off.
Huh, that's interesting. All right, I wake up and... Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath-breaker? Ah, the thought did cross my mind. Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine. But I did strip thee of thy mistress' feeble blessings. Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more. You're now level 1. Oh, he's cute. The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. So this guy's gonna like hang out with me now? Yeah, okay. That's kind of cool, I guess. Fight and struggle if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp. Shock and awe. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth a beginning and an end. Where'd he go? I thought he was going to be a new pet for me, like hang out with me and follow me everywhere I go. That's not fun. Come on. You may summon Midsummer by selecting the corresponding entry within the minion guide under character in the main menu. Oh, he's a minion. Okay. So I did get a minion. That's cool. So I have finished Keeper of the Lake, which is good. That puts me a little bit further along with regards to where I should be. I'm going to check the menu here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more quests. Either on demand is what this guy should be providing me, the Doman Watch. So I have 5 more quests to finish before the fall, part 1. And then there are probably a couple more. Yeah, it looks like there's a couple more days worth of questing to do to finish patch 2.55, which is the last patch before Heavensward. So we're getting closer, just not fast enough for me, I guess. Okay, let's see what this person has to say. I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? What do you think? But you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphanod left a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. Alright, speak with the Doman Watch. I did that. And I got to go back to the Rising Stones. So I'm going to hearth out of here and go. See, I thought he was an Ulda. But he wants me to go back to Rising Stones. Wrong door. There we go. Wow, that was interesting. Okay, so the person jumped in front of me, and I clicked on them instead of the door. Praise the 12 that you are hale and whole. I came as soon as Menethili informed me of Sir Amarek's request. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it, and then I would hear your report, if that's what that was. Okay, he's impressed. Not. You conversed with Midgardsum? I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it as considerable skepticism. We to understand the Realm Lord did not perish and has in sooth lain dormant for these past 15 years. Well, longer now, because it's been at least 10 years that the game's been around. Less a resurrection and more rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Amarek immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Gardsum in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave but necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your protection and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. Everyone agrees. As for how we shall present our revelation to Sir Amarek's emissary, you may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. Sit still, Chad, because I don't want you out there blabbing. Is there something you're not telling us, Chad? You seem different somehow. 'Tis almost as if you're missing something important. Yeah, my connection. I no longer am connected. 12 Forend. Midgardsum stripped you of the blessing of light. Are you all right? How do you feel? She looks concerned. I'm fine. I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgardsum made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters come into existence, so too did the great rhyme. Altic and Nemia, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgardsum ever watch over the source from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Hydaelyn herself? Well, if he is watching over you as he claimed, mayhaps you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Okay. And here he comes. Art thou a pawn or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? He's just going to magically appear whenever he feels like. That's going to be annoying as hell. My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted Realm Lord and lived to tell the tale? She's impressed. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great rhyme has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming. I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I'm not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force? Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened, not straightened. It's already straight. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon. Okay. See ya, bye. I like a lady in plate. Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced? And I spoke with Alphanod, so now what? The Ishgardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet, regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Miss Gardenorm Sormer who soared, a call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance and pray that our fears are unfounded. And moving on. Alphanod has a message from Moen Brida for the Scions. And I forget. I believe Moen Brida has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume that there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Scions. Pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I have completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Okay. And I need to exit. Nope. Need to go talk to someone over here. Moen. Hey, Moen Brida. All done with your talks of dragons? Wonderful, because Ashians are next on the menu. Let's head into the solar, shall we? Alright. And I go back. Talk to the boss. Well, one of the bosses. In walks the entire group. Now that everything has calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough. Well, don't keep us all in suspense. Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ashen is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the Aetherian realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. She's on a blackboard or something? You know, it's like, here, follow along with this PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ashen is preventing its soul from making its journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white aerosite was adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly, which left the small matter of their extermination. To unmake an Ashen soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst or blade of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon. Short of experimenting on an actual Ashian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work. So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best, though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute, we think of this before. White anthracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can it? Can't it? Please tell me you're joking, God's sake, Ida. I feel as though I've reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white anthracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you don't forget. God, he's a little shit. Come on, Palpameo, just be nice. All right, yes, it's all coming back to me. So Ada's like not the sharpest pencil in the box. It's okay. Be nice. So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability. Indeed, I'm reminded of a quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and extraordinary lengths to which the Lemansons went to transport them. What if it should prove that similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ashian soul, or still more? I do not privy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around on the off chance that an Ashian appears. That's the very problem we set out to solve, and I reckon we found the answer. If it's practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land. If you mean to tap the great river of ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordana. Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we tap the river when we're a veritable reservoir jutting out all over the land? I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it. While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in any close proximity at a crucial moment. But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar, a mile away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of the Eorzea. Almost every corner, not every. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads. If you think it's worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely. I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon, especially for the purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordana makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of so much ether. Ideally, I need to isolate an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one? How does he know? He just walks in and starts talking. It's like, dude, how do you know what we're talking about? May I suggest Northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart, ideal for your needs. I should have thought, oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you're there, in the area. Has something happened? Movement as observed in Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum Sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon Ceruleum Processing Plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they would doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear that strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us to fight your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Baubles. Well, then consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear. Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prayeth. Though you have become a Crystal Brave, you are yet a Scion, Alphanod. We could hardly refuse you. Pray join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thancred and Palpamo shall accompany you. Palpalimo. Okay. Ida and Istola, in the meantime, I would have you assist Moenbrida. Scout out the crystal clusters that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated. If it pleases you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white anthracite. Aurosite. Thank you, Uranjay. Everyone, pray see to the preparations to depart as soon as you are able. Go well and be safe. And I need to go out. Speak with Alphanod. There he is. Where are you sending me this time, dude? 'Twould seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The 4th have already deployed the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilrid will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilberd at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of the forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. Yeah, because he's not going to do it. And Pori Boulder, your duties take you to the northern Thanalan, do they not? Yes. We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Phil Hammond travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. Ah, okay. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. So she's the adopted mom, right? Okay, so she took care of Menophilia, right? So I remember that. We are beset at all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations. The threatened by primals and troubled by dragons, we need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they may be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little ass Scylla is involved in such far-reaching affairs. That's Menophilia. I am proud that I might now stand at her side not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. a colleague with influential connections, but I fear that Ul'dah has become a place of danger, even for one so familiar with her streets. Bah, woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, milady. Yeah, he's gonna, yeah. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way then? And off we go. Off they go. See you, bye. Adios. Okay, their departure just to get rid of them, I guess? Who knows? Okay, so I gotta go to the processing plant. And I think that's where we're going to end for today. So let's get over there. Okay, and I gotta figure out where that is, because where am I going next? Oh yeah. So then, well, hey, yeah, I'm going there. Okay. There it is. And where's the guy I need to talk to? He must be inside. Nope, way inside. Did I not go in the right door? Oh, he's standing out back. Wilrid. Alright, Wilrid, what's going on? Should I talk to you? I got a couple more minutes. Commander Levalier sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with Amalja. Be returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raban's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein that we might coordinate our counter strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. And I did that. So Edelstein is the next guy I need to talk to, and I think this is a good place for us to stop. Well, a good place for me to stop anyway. If I don't see you before the next time I see you, have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by. I love you all. See you soon.